Okay, so this is as far as I've gotten in this game. This screen. So let's go. The 7 districts of Stin. The tail makes the fox. Okay, this part isn't voice acted. So years have passed, but still, none have forgotten the 100-Year War, the tragedy that came very close to overthrowing the supreme overlord of Hell, Lucifer. Actually, I did read this intro. But wayward demons, who had received nothing but abuse, deceived the ultimate deceiver and waged war on the devil. So yeah, there's a whole civil war in hell going on, I guess. Lucifer squashed the first attack swiftly, and that would have been the end of the war had not one significant event occurred. The traitorous demons joined sides with the humans, lending their mortals their unholy powers. The battle escalated into a fierce and bloody struggle, causing death to plague both earth and hell for decades upon decades. Where do you go if you die in hell? Do you go to hell 2? To the next floor of hell? Well, anyway. Those acts of insubordination dealt a huge blow to the Lord of Hell's patience and pride. Pride is a sin. It was simply not enough for them to snuff out the war. Many had to follow along with it. So disregarding all loyalties, both enemy and ally alike were torn down by the devil's own hand. With the end of the 100-Year War, the structures of hell were broken and in need of reform. And so, Lord Lucifer split the underworld into 7 districts, each with its own distinct culture. And as you might have guessed, they're named after the 7 deadly sins. The first district, Kessel of Gluttony. The second, Fuzzwong of Lust. The third district, Murcielago of Greed. The fourth district, Phantasma of Pride. Fifth district, Grafstein. I like that name. Grafstein of Sloth. The sixth district, Kumonoito of Wrath. And finally, the 7th district, Urir of Envy. Okay. Order, and as much peace as one could expect in Hell, was restored by that act. Each district was allowed to live independently from the rest, but was asked to deal with their own problems. It's kind of like... No, never mind. I'm not going to say it. And controlled by their own individual governors, they were each tasked with harvesting a particular sin. Okay. This new way of life divided the demons, allowing Overlord Lucifer to establish stronger control over them, ensuring that they would never again be betrayed. The old divide and conquer. That is a legitimate strategy for ruling over your subjects as dictator. At least, that was the idea. But recently, there's been unrest within the districts, just within the areas. One in particular has been causing more trouble than they're worth, and the devil is starting to get tired of hearing about it. Lucy, as the Overlord is more casually known, squints at the sniveling governor standing before them. Okay, I think it's voiced from here on out. So enjoy.
Overlord, are you listening? That forsaken succubus is at it again. She is a thief!
Whatever the man is saying is irrelevant. Right now, Lucy isn't focused on his complaints. Also, what is Lucy wearing? Instead, they are entertaining themselves by creating the illusion of placing him just between their forefinger and and thumb. With one forceful pinch, they pretend to crush him. I'm crushing your head. Okay. They can already hear the governor's bones snapping and the blood sloshing from his skin like a bursted pimple. I'm crushing your head.
Overlord Lucifer, these are serious matters. We must take care of them as quickly as possible.
Is my mouse on here? Yeah, it is. Okay. The man stops speaking as Lucy's face brightens with an enlightened realization. Again, what the governor says is irrelevant and isn't impacting the devil's mood or thought process at all, really. Lucy suddenly realizes, with the greatest delight, that their devilishness doesn't have to be imaginary. They can do exactly that, and so easily, in reality, without consequence. Their strange. Oh, I guess Lucy is a they, I suppose. Their strangely melodic laugh fills. Or either that or there's more than one person laughing. I'm actually not sure. Their strangely melodic laugh fills the throne room, the hallway, and every room from east to the west wing. Cracks quickly run through the walls, wooden doors splinter, and the windows all rock violently. But they break. Oh no, they don't break. They rock violently in their frames. It should be noted that the cost incurred every year in collateral damage just from the Overlord's moods should never be mentioned or thought of. This year alone, 80 people in the finance department have been executed for mentioning it.
A bug. You're like a tiny little bug.
I'm picturing Lucifer still doing the head crushing thing with their fingers. You're like a tiny little bug. Lucifer continues to snicker, the demonic laughter dying to just a slither of a smile.
My mistress.
Mistress?
Mars?
Ooh. The Supreme Overlord shakes their head slowly, a warning glint shimmering in their regal eyes. It seems playful at first, but slowly begins to bore holes into the demon's skull. The governor gulps loudly, afraid to open his mouth and utter the wrong thing again, but the tap of Lucy's fingers against the arm of the throne represents a countdown of the seconds of patience they have left. They being Lucy.
Lady, sir?
Lady, Lord, Sir? Insubordination!
Lucy's foot slams down, causing a quake to ripple through the entire building. The human resource department below is showered in rubble, but they continue to work through the natural disaster that is their overlord. Wow. That's an insult I haven't heard before. You're a natural disaster.
You, the 4th governor of the 3rd district, come here before me and do grovel appropriately.
Yep. A long finger points towards the governor. Anger burns bright in Lucy's eyes, igniting a flickering fire in the palm of their hand.
Do you not wonder what happened to the first 3 governors of your district?
The Lord of Hell's voice cracks with demented joy as the fire grows and engulfs their whole hand. That was really bad voice acting by me. I totally read that wrong. Anyway.
I apologize. I humbly beg your forgiveness, O great ruler.
The flame of the Overlord's anger extinguishes as suddenly as it had appeared. Sitting back down on the throne, Lucy's voice becomes insipidly sweet.
Apology accepted. Now, back to what you are here for. I think you should. The only clear course of action is... What did you come here for?
Lucy vaguely remembers what the governor is complaining about is boring as troublesome. They really don't want to listen to the man repeat themselves. However, not knowing is also very irritating to the Overlord. And by asking, they'll be irritated, but not ignorant.
About the Kuminoito district. They have been practically caught red-handed, trifling in my district's affairs.
Practically caught is not the same as being caught, though, is it?
Lucy now remembers why they had gotten bored and started to imagine the governor as a bug.
That's correct, but I know the 6th district is up to something. I can just smell the greed on that succubus. And she's taunting me because she knows that I know, and she...
What a whiny creature. Blah, 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 my souls. Blah, 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 the outrage. Why haven't I killed him already?
Once more bored of the governor, Lucy's mind begins to wander. Then finally, something the man says gets through to the rulers I don't mind.
What will you do about her transgressions?
What will I do? Do you truly think that was an appropriate thing to ask me? And I'd advise you to think quickly on that.
The governor babbles, caught between apologizing and continuing his whiny rants about the 6th district.
I am begging you, O Great One, to not misunderstand, but something still has to be done about the 6th district.
Misunderstand? Insubordination!
Well, I guess we know Lucy's catchphrase. Lucy screams, and a ring of fire surrounds the governor.
Die!
The man is swallowed by the flames, leaving a charred pentagram on the ground and a pile of ash in its wake. And I guess they need a 5th governor now. Lucy slouches against their throne, pinching the space between their brows.
I know you're there, Fox.
Fox McCloud? From behind the curtains, a twin-tailed fox emerges, with her body already bowed before her lord. Is this the protagonist? Is this one of the harem foxes? Let's find out.
You! What's your name, Fox?
Wait, is that me? Wonder how they're gonna say my name. Okay. Though it isn't right to expect someone like Lucy to remember someone as insignificant as Kukushie, the fox has dedicated herself to the ruler. Is it honestly too much to expect Lucifer to remember her name? Oh boy, this voice is not going to fit at all. I am Kukushie, loyal subject of Hell and ward of the state. To you, I am devoted, and only to you do I bow.
Yes, right. What did you hear, Fox?
I like the dodging of saying my name. I heard nothing. After having gone through the trouble of introducing herself, the girl is simply back to Fox again. Because we can't voice custom names. Any normal person would know when to quit, but Kukushie is a pro sycophant and knows no shame. My supreme ruler, you who shroud this lower region in your constant disapproval and wrath, our most illustrious keeper of what is wrong with all the cosmos, a leader like no...
Enough! If you're going to worm your way further up my anus, I would ask that you make it quick and not so painfully obvious.
Yes, sir. I mean, yes. Yes, my Lucy. Yes, supreme ruler of the netherworld, Lucifer.
Answer my question now, Fox.
Kukushie yips to a stand, and the fur on her tail bristles. The fur on her tails bristle under the sudden blaze of Lucy's gaze. He came to seek your guidance on the continued issue of the 6th district. I believe its governess has been suspected of...
Yes, the 6th district, Kumanitsa. What a pain they've been lately. It's like stepping on Lego, listening to their complaints.
You shouldn't have to concern yourself with them, my lord. You're far above their lowly minds.
Exactly!
I got up his ass and you didn't even realize it. Or their ass? I got up their ass and they didn't even notice this time. Nailed it.
Why does nobody understand how painful it is caring about such trivial issues?
Lucy groans loudly, and the vibrations of their lordly voice knocking vases off their perches. I think I understand, and I am only too happy to...
Yes, I know how far you go to. Perhaps there is some hole you can go crawl into.
Excuse me?
I meant help. Some hole you can help out. If these
Uh...
complaints are ever going to stop, I need to send my very best worker to fix the problem.
Watashi? Watashi? Of course not her. Lucy doesn't have any workers that aren't simply disposable tools, but they do have ones that they can't seem to easily get rid of. Oh, I should switch over. I'll go raid Kuma's stream whenever this dialogue hits a break, I guess. An act break? Unfortunately, Kukushie is number 1 on that list.
Of course you,
Kakushie. Delight runs through the girl, and her tail flips around. Her tails flip around with anticipation, as she hangs onto every word with the kind of dog-like devotion your parents or guardians warn you about. Oh, so she's like Korone. Sadly, Kakushie would jump off a cliff if Lucy told her to. All she needs is a nice high cliff and for the Overlord to say jump for her to prove it.
yes,
Ooh.
that.
Most evil one said my name. Yes! Oh, say it again, please. Her tail slick back and forth joyfully. She rocks on her feet, waiting for Lucy to say her name again. You know, if we could name the characters anything, like, not just the MC, but also them, we could name the MC Korone. Lucy could be Okayu. It'd be nice. Kakushie waits as the task is explained to her, but all she wants to hear is her name. But not a single word actually gets through to her.
Girl,
The Lord said my name again!
are you listening? Respond when I speak to you, Fox.
No, not Fox again. Oh, so close. Yes, my humblest apologies.
You are to go to that little hellhole of a district and report back anything you find there.
Yes, my doggo. I mean, as you command. As you command, is what she says, but inside, Kakushie is crying at the thought of leaving.
Return when you found something interesting. And Fox, absolute discretion is key.
Oh, excuse me. As you command. Lucy waves their devilish hand and sends Kakushie away with a teleportation incantation. That rhymed extra because of my name. And so begins the story of the Hell government's most trusted worker, employee number 53788, Kakushie, the great two-tailed Kumiho.
That solved both of my problems.
Ouch.
Now, where's my Lego? I feel like forcing someone to river dance on it.
Lucifer, age. Occupation, Lord of Hell. As the law. I didn't click anything. So, okay, this is good time to break, I think. How do I... Oh, there's a history.
Now, where's my Lego?
Oh, whoops. Oh, scroll wheel goes through the history. Save? Cool. These sound effects sound like Toho. Cool. What's this? Affection. Wait, what's this? Oh, spoilers. I think those are the datables. Oh, that's what that is. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, this is a pretty neat game. I don't know if there's going to be interest for me to actually do this on stream, play this on stream, but it's I like it so far. Dialogue is fun. I don't sound completely terrible when I read it this time. I hope. But anyway, I think I'll end the stream here, and we can go raid. I mean, I don't even know if there's any humans watching, so... Oops.
Welcome.
So by raid, I mean it's basically just me going there. I'll paste the link again, even though I'm the only person who said anything in the chat since then. Yay. Okay, but, well, if anyone's watching, thanks for coming by, or watching this in an archive or on YouTube. I hope it was fun. Yeah, and have yourself a wonderful day. Bye-bye. I don't have an end card, so I'm just going to end the stream now.